Hi, I'm Colin. I'm one of the account managers here at SEWorkwear. I'm in our wonderful Rockfall boot section. I'm here with Paul, the manager of Rockfall. Account manager?
Yeah, not manager yet. Account manager is fine. Yeah.
And we're just going to talk about some of the wonderful boots that we've got. We've had Rockfall here for a couple of months now. It's been selling really, really well. And we're just going to talk about some of the ones that have probably been selling better than others, and talk about new ranges that are coming in as well.
Okay. So, first of all, it's really good that we're in with you guys. It's the store to be in the UK in regards to almost having a shopping shop, and it looks fantastic. So we're really pleased with how it looks, and we've got a great range. So, with what we've got is we try to cover all aspects of the footwear. So not just doing a 3 to a 16, but actually looking after ladies in respect to some of the styles we've got that are on a ladies last.
Yeah, I mean that's been a really, really good seller. The Dida boot.
Yeah.
And we do get lots of requests for the men's sizes.
They're on their way.
They're on their way. So yeah, that's going to be in the men's sizes as well.
And the big thing about this is it's on a ladies last. We can't sort of go over that enough, because on something like the Slate, which is one of our best selling boots, okay, and that's a size 3. A size 3 in a Slate and a size 3 in a Ruby are different, because that's a generic 3 and that's on a ladies last. So it's a proper ladies piece of footwear, which we're really pleased with. Complemented with the Tanzanite, which is a lace up sort of version of that ladies boot that complements what you've got of more of the traditional styles.
And then of course we've got the waterproof ranges.
So yeah, the Slate.
The Slate, very nice, tough, hard-working, waterproof safety boot.
It's our go-to boot. So it does everything you need it to do. As I say, you've said it's waterproof, it's non-metal. It's got some aspects on there that we're really pleased with. So you've got the PU rubber sole, which gives you comfort, but then gives you the durability to be working in it sort of all day. Waterproof. The difference between water repellent and waterproof is there, and that's what that boot is. So that is one of our best-selling boots. And we've got electrical hazard as well. So we're really big on electrical hazard footwear, and we're right at the forefront of that. So this is what we call one of our clean electrical hazard boots, which also has the BOA system, which we have the license for at Rockfall. So this is your internal electrical hazard piece of footwear, okay, and then we have some for the contractors that sits in the Power and the Power Max range. And we've also got the Surge coming in 2021, which is electrical hazard for the masses.
Right.
A nice waterproof boot that actually features 5 recycled water bottles within its makeup. So it's a really sustainability is a huge thing that we're really sort of pushing now and for the future. But yeah, it's a real great boot, and it comes in a trainer as well.
Right.
So with the BOA system, just explain how that works.
So
it's quite a
people are always a little bit apprehensive to do anything, but what it does is it gives you as near to a perfect fit around the cuff as possible, and it actually eradicates any slips, trips or falls as well, because there's no laces. So once you've got it on, it's not going to come undone.
Yeah.
So you give it a good pull. When that opens, and it can open from anywhere on that system, you push it back in, and as you twist, it takes it from where the looser parts are on the boot and takes it in. So now you've got a nice fit all over. This is guaranteed as well, the BOA system. As I say, because of what it does, it gives it such a durability that this boot is one of our best selling BOA boots. It's a Honeystone. It's on our electrical hazard. It's on the AirTech training as well.
How long does the BOA system last for? Because I do get asked, people say, oh, is that going to break?
Okay, what we say is that it's, when you guarantee something for life, there's always someone that's going to go out there and go, I'm going to make it my sole purpose. What we say is, it has to be abused. If someone comes with some tin snips, it'll go.
Yeah.
If, it might break in certain circumstances. What we're finding is, we're saying that if it does, it can be replaced anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a really simple way of lacing it up and putting it back on. The system will outlast the boot, and the boot's going to last a long time.
Yeah.
Because, something like these boots that have got your rubber nitrile soles, etc. So it's guaranteed for life, but life is especially at the time, the times we're in at the minute.
Yeah.
The boot's going to go before the laces. Or the,
if looked after. Yeah. It's all about, we say if someone abuses it, it will break.
So Paul, one of the other ranges that we're seeing a lot of sales on at the moment, especially with the dark, wet weather, is the Silt.
Yeah.
So, tell us a bit more about
the Silt boot is a Wellington, but next generation Wellington. So it gives you the comfort and durability that you need, but you've got a proper compact sole unit there for the environments in which you find yourselves working in, or the wearer finds himself working in. Rubber upper, toe cap. Still got the midsole in there as well to give you that anti-penetration through there. But you've got this neoprene top, which gives you that comfort, because we know people need to, if they've got their trouser in there, and it also gives you that high visibility whilst you're working, because in some stages, as we know, that could be the only thing that's showing whilst they're working or in there. And like everything else that we like to do is we are into the well-being. So we've got the active step footbeds, which are in the Silt Wellington as well. So just giving everybody the sort of the complete package from when they put it on, to know that if they're in this for 8 hours a day, they get in the water protection, but it's also the comfort and making sure that, and as you guys know, historically, sometimes in a Wellington you can be wetter inside the Wellington than you are outside, but this gives it all that sort of comfort, so that when you're wearing it for the day, you know that you're protected but comfortable as well, and a real nice fit. Real nice fit.
And like I say, they have been selling like hotcakes.
And they're good in the winter as well, aren't they? These ones as well.
These are.
So yeah, I mean, it's not a seasonal product.
Yeah.
This is there. I mean, we sell these all year round.
Yeah.
So a lot of your big construction sites that are springing up, this is the boot that the guys want to wear.
Yeah.
They don't want the traditional Wellington. This is the boot within site and within construction. This style and the way it works. Yeah. What we look at is, at this time when there's a lot of sort of big businesses, is you can have a token gesture. So you do a product that fits into there. What we like to do is say, instead of having just that one product, we like to be able to look after everybody. So we've got a nice sort of range of trainers. This one also comes in a boot, so you've got the fly and the bantam. But what it is, it's a great sort of fashion as well. We think it's sort of a fashion looking trainer and could sit quite easily on a sports shop shelf. Nice and lightweight, okay, nice knit. It is our new trainer, and we know that this will supersede some of our existing styles, just simply because you feel the weight. It's
incredibly
lightweight trainer.
Comfortable inside as well.
Again, we always look to say that when people are wearing these shoes for the amount of time, whilst we look at the aesthetic feel, you've got to make sure that these guys have got them on. So these have got the footbeds in. These have got these, and obviously if this footbed isn't right, or you have certain issues, we offer our active step program, where we can then put a footbed in there that sort of suits your foot shape that little bit better.
Paul, you've mentioned the active step a couple of times. Can you just tell us a little bit more about what the active step is?
Yeah, so what we look at is, you are built from the bottom up. If you get your feet right, your knees fall into line. If you get your knees right, then the back falls into shape. And whilst people are working all day, it's about the posture. So we have mobile machines, and we also have the fixed machine that you guys have in the store. What this does is, you stand on a machine, and it takes your weight distribution and your foot arches, and then it calculates how your posture should be sitting in a piece of footwear. So then what we do is, it's a high, a medium, or a low, and we recommend whichever footbed fits your need the best. What we always say is, if you're a low footbed, you don't put a high one in. It's about getting it right and working with it and making sure that the correct footbed goes in to the correct person. So all of these boots have got the active step in, but these are the 3 feet system that make it that little bit bespoke. And whilst these all come, they're all anti-static. They've got a gel heel, so it gives you that much more comfort. And hopefully, when you're out on the road and somebody asks, it's rubbing, my foot doesn't sit right, this is where this comes in, and we get the foot level, and then we look at, hopefully the comfort comes in, and that's how it works. But it's a real great thing to work with, because well-being, as we know, is a big part of everyone's life at the moment. And if you're on your feet all day, you need to be comfortable and you need to be in the right posture, and that's what these help with.
We get asked so many times for people that they just want something nice and comfortable. They're working all day. Their feet are hurting. They will want the right system.
This is and it's a great way of doing it. These can come out of these shoes and they can go into into other shoes, but once they're in, what we find is once they're in, the feedback's fantastic. The feedback is fantastic, and like I say, if you're on your feet 8 hours a day, you've got to make sure you're looking after them.
So obviously, comfort is a major important thing with most buyers, but so is price. So how do your boots, shoes fit into the market?
Okay, what we like to do is we like to look after everybody. So whilst you guys are out working and people come in, we realise people have different budgets and they have different requirements. But these people work together as well, so they want to look the same and be part of the same sort of image that you guys are doing, corporate images. So when we have things like our Orlando boot, which we look at and say, it's a great boot, it's got all the features of the Honeystone, but the guy that's looking at maybe he's just starting out in his career, he's looking and the boss has got a pair of Honeystone. Yep. This is the guy that's just starting, the apprentice, and he wants to look smart and he wants to look good and he wants to look like he's got Honeystone on, but the reality is, the difference in price point. But this does what that guy needs it to do, and that's how we feel that at Rockfall. We don't leave anybody out, we don't not think of anybody, but you also have to take into consideration things like budgets and the environment that they're working in. But this is something that we do, and we don't sort of say it's our entry level product because it's got a midsole and it's got a toe cap. It does everything you need it to do, but it's just smaller parts to what it does. It hasn't got a boa system on, but it's a safety boot. It's S3, it's SRC. It does everything you need it to do.
Yeah.
And then obviously we have trainers as well. For those that don't want boots, we've got obviously a nice range of trainers.
Yeah, I mean, trainers is a huge part of our business because at the moment there's a generational switch. You've got a guy that will always wear a black boot and he'll wear a black boot till the day he finishes, and now we've got people that want to be able to maybe wear a pair of safety trainers and nip out after everything comes in, and you can be able to sort of socialise and not look like you've been to work.
Yeah.
So we've got our Boston, which is a great lightweight, nice comfortable trainer, for the warehousing and places like inside distribution centres. Great product, and again that sits with your Orlando family. So you've got a budget trainer, you've got a budget boot that fits into that person that's just starting out, and then we go into a trainer like the AirTech, which has the boa system, and there's lots of other features on there that make it what it is, and we sort of call it, and we have got it, it's the Rockfall bag of gold. Things like the Force 10, R10 threads, that people want to know the difference between the two boots, and it's the thread. Yeah. And this thread's made out of material that marquees and hoardings that are out there all year round. So it's real tough, like fishing wire, and that's why it's made of that. It's got an R10 scuff cap, which is made up of many different components to give it that extra durability. And it's the same with the trainers. The trainers is a massive growing market, like the Fly and the Bantam, and we have to make it that it looks good, but still does everything we need it to do. So S1, P, S3 and SRC, all these things, taking that into consideration, but doing it at a price point for everybody.
So Paul, another new range is the Manitoba.
Correct.
Which is, tell us about it.
Okay, so it's a freezer boot, okay, that we have. Again, talking about components, little things. Zip, it's a YKK zip, the zip that everybody knows, a zip that everybody that wants it on their garments. We put it onto our footwear. This boot, rubber nitrile sole, okay, for the environment that it's in. Tested up to -40. It's for a freezer. You've got in there, if you pop your hand in there, it's a real nice fur-lined boot. They are ultra comfortable. Yeah. Top grain leather upper. High visibility, again, taking into account that even if you're in that freezer environment, it might be the only thing that you see. But what we're also really pleased about this boot is that we've tested it against the Cryogenics, okay? And at this time, we all know with Cryogenics and vaccines, this boot has been tested by the world-renowned testing house that it stands up to all those elements. So this boot could be worn in that environment as well, in and around the current vaccine program that's being rolled out. So at Rockfall, we always want to be at the forefront of everything. I mentioned earlier we do electrical hazard footwear. We're at the forefront of that, and we see this as It's not a boot for the masses, and we hope it's not a boot for the masses in regards to the cryogenic properties, but it's there, and we're at that point where if it needed, it's the boot that's tested and can be worn in that environment. But ultimately, it's a freezer boot that offers all those little bits more than just a lined freezer boot. So we're really pleased with this, and we're looking to promote it into that environment. But ultimately, for a freezer boot, it's a good looking, nice, again aesthetically pleasing product that's ultra comfortable, still has all the properties you need to make sure it's a safety product, but at the moment it's a buzzword and it fits into that bracket.
Even if it's just a nice winter boot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're
outdoors.
back into sport, and I know there's people go and watch their children playing football and doing sport in the winter, a pair of these on your feet on the touchline, you'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much, Paul. Fantastic range. If you want any Rockfall boots, come on down to our Abingdon, Oxfordshire store.
Thank you.